Hello everyone, my name is Neko and welcome to another one of my speed paints. If you're new here, hi, how are you? And if you're a returning viewer, hi, how are you? It's great to see you again. It's a little late, but it's here. I had multiple accidents and occurrences that stopped me from getting this out on time, one being I overslept. So I apologize for the late video, and hopefully this won't happen again, because I'm very upset that this video is out late. So, this picture was inspired by two pictures, actually of the same topic. I think Tyler put out one on his Instagram, and Ethan put out one on his Instagram. I mean, I could be wrong, correct me if I am wrong, I don't remember. It was one of the two, but it could have been Mark, too. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But there were two pictures of this topic. It was pretty much saying about how the four of them had a wonderful Thanksgiving in LA. And I thought it was adorable because I have the softest spot for people who find families outside of their family. So, yeah, there's that. And honestly, I wanted to draw all four of them. Now, I have drawn Ethan and Mark in the past. Mark still hasn't cleared my I draw this well expectation. But yeah, so it was my first time drawing Amy and Tyler, and I was really nervous because I never drew Amy and Tyler before. And I wanted it to look really decent, and it ended up looking okay for the first time. There are some things that I would like to fix in the future, but they're not really important things to fix. They're just kind of like different facial structures that I didn't study enough. But they look close enough to their personas that I'm portraying, right? Okay. But, yeah, I wanted to tackle this, actually next week, but I was so inspired by it that it actually diminished my want, is that the word I'm looking for? My desire to draw the speed paint that I had scheduled for Sunday. So I pretty much just threw everything out the window, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get it out late if I get it out late, but I found out now that's not a good, way to look at it, because I'm not happy that it's out late, because I didn't think it would be this late, but yeah. So once I had finished sketching out this picture, which honestly I didn't reference any of the poses off of. I mean, I looked off them, but the poses were 100% my own. And usually when I do a sketch, with this many characters, I do use reference photos because I'm not 100% the best with characters touching, or taking up space, or keeping the mass of the body in the right space. So it turned out pretty well for not having a reference, in my opinion. I mean, there are some things that look kind of weird, because halfway through the picture I realized, oh, hey, Tyler doesn't have another hand. So I had to fix that real quick. And there was one moment where I think Mark's arm was going through Amy's torso, and I had to figure out where the elbow would rest and all that good junk that goes along with it. So, yeah, there's that. But honestly, in all, it was a ton of fun to do. I really want to draw more of these characters together in the future. And I keep saying characters, but they're not characters, they're people. But, yeah. So the picture that I did have planned for next week was an Teamiplier picture. And it was also a picture for my Fantasy AU. But I haven't really dived into Amy's character in the Fantasy AU yet, so I was kind of hesitant to draw anything with it yet, because I like to flesh out my characters a lot before I actually, define what they're going to be and give a concrete explanation for the way they act and how they act in their environment and all that good junk. And I am such a stickler for character development. It is one of my top priorities when I do something, is to develop characters first, then story later, which is why I don't get a lot of stories out, because I'm sitting there pondering about how characters would react in a certain situation and not how they would develop within the story itself, if that makes sense. But, okay, I think that makes sense. But yeah, Oh wow, I'm almost halfway through this. When I originally speed painted this, it was 10 hours long. Like, it has to be my record for the longest time I've ever spent on a speed paint in, like, the history of forever. So, I couldn't believe it when I got all the footage in. I'm like, wow, this is 10 hours. How am I supposed to shrink this down to an appropriate size? But it ended up looking kind of decent. And this was one of the first few pictures where I didn't feel the need to correct colors. Like, I put it in Photoshop and I played with the colors a little bit, and I'm like, it doesn't give off the same effect that I want it to give out. So I pretty much just ixnayed the effects, and oh my goodness, we're almost at the original picture, which is right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry this is late. Hopefully it won't happen again. And I hope that I will see you in the next video.